Welcome to the Emotional Balance Sheet, the go-to podcast for parents with multiple kids, especially those with twins, triplets, or more, who are navigating the maze of modern family life and personal finance. Whether you're overwhelmed by education or retirement planning, parenting dilemmas, career transitions, or trying to define your purpose and plan, we're here to guide you with empathy, encouragement, and expertise. Hosted by Paul Fenner, founder of Tama Capital, a certified financial planner and parent to 4 kids, including a set of triplets. Our podcast is your ally in the quest for financial peace of mind, proving that money matters, but family comes first. Subscribe now and join our community of empowered parents at tamacapital.com. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Clients of Tama may retain positions in the securities discussed in this podcast.
What does comprehensive financial planning even mean? At Tama Capital, it means a family office where lifestyle planning such as retirement, college, portfolio management, and tax prep and planning are all under one umbrella. But it goes beyond numbers. We focus as much on the emotional side of financial planning as we do on the financial side. We get you. We understand your challenges of building a family, business or career, and a healthy life. We are devoted to wealth planning for families like yours because we are you. Learn how our family can help your family by visiting tamacapital.com. Hi, and welcome back. As we start this stretch of winter here in Michigan, where it can be 25 degrees below zero with the wind chill, which is what it kind of feels like these last few days, there's something I've been thinking about from Morgan Housel, and it's identifying what game you're playing and not be persuaded by people playing a different game. And it kind of hits me in this cold weather as we get closer to the Super Bowl and college football winding down. And I think this matters because right now we're getting into the season where your Instagram feed fills up with beach photos, which is another reason why I'm not on Instagram. Friends flying to Aruba, co-workers posting from Turks and Caicos. Your neighbors are at Disney for the 3rd time this year. Not sure if you're listening to this, Teresa, but if you're like most of the families I work with, you're sitting there thinking, we make good money. How come we can't do that? And I actually had this exact conversation with a family a few weeks ago. So I'll call them Sarah and Todd, not the real names, but they're both working professionals. Combined income is well north of 6 figures, but they have 3 kids. And Sarah said something to me that went like this: Paul, we're doing everything right. We max out our 401ks. We've got college funds going for the kids. We've got an emergency or reserve fund savings built up. But I'm watching these people take incredible vacations, and I feel like we're failing somehow. What are we missing? So I pulled up their numbers, and here's what they're doing. They're contributing nearly $50,000 a year between their retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs, and 529 plans. They're paying down their mortgage ahead of schedule. They're building cash reserves because they've lived through a job loss and they never want to feel that vulnerable again. So then I asked Sarah, what if you're not missing anything? What if you're just playing a game that's different from those people that you see posting those beach photos? Because here's what we don't know when we see those Instagram photos and TikTok videos. We don't see the beach vacation might actually cost that family $30,000 in credit card debt, or that they're not funding any retirement accounts at all. Or, and this is a really big one for your families that have multiple kids, they've got 1 kid, not 3 or 4. Or some inherited money that maybe came in that they used. And they're not necessarily building for college funds. So you're comparing your entire financial situation to one photo. And Teresa and I wrestle with this all the time. Multiple times a year, we drive 3 to 4 hours to watch Madison swim and meet. Stay in a hotel, eat what's ever fast or convenient. We probably spend, I don't know, around $1,000 between hotel, gas, meals, swim meet fees. That's not a vacation. It's not really relaxing. But that's the game that we're choosing to play right now. And I know a lot of you families are choosing that as well. Because why? We've got 3 more years with our triplets before they graduate. Some of you families have even less than that. And we're trying to play the game of being present during this finite window. Other families are maximizing the vacation experience game. The thing is, neither is wrong. They're just different scoreboards. I think one of the hardest things about money is that we're constantly watching other people's highlight reels while we're living our own full reality. And I've said this many times, social media does not help because we see the vacation, but we don't see the trade-offs that made it possible. And this isn't just about judging someone else's choices. I'm not here to judge. It's about recognizing that financial decisions are like sports. You can't win a basketball game using football rules. You can't play defense and offense at the same time. When we're maxing retirement accounts, building college funds, keeping a reserve fund, paying down debt, and trying to have some margin for life, you're playing a long-term game. You're choosing future security over present luxuries, vacations, and that's a valid game. When someone is prioritizing experiences now, maybe taking on debt to do that, choosing smaller retirement contributions to free up cash for travel, they're playing a different game. And that's totally fine. And it's totally valid. The problem is that when we try to play both games simultaneously, you end up beating yourself up for not winning either. I see this often at Tama with the families I work with, coming in feeling like they're behind because they're comparing themselves to someone playing an entirely different sport. They're trying to keep up with the vacation spending while also building the kind of financial foundation that takes years to create, not months, but years. So back to my conversation, Sarah and Todd weren't failing. They were winning at their game. They just needed permission to stop checking the scoreboard of a game they weren't even playing. So here's what I would suggest this week. Take 5 minutes and name your game. Like literally, actually write it down. Are you playing the be present during the years the kids are home game? The build long-term security so we can retire early game? The maximize experiences now because life is short game? The get out of debt once and for all game? There's no right answer here, but you need to know what game you're playing so you can stop being persuaded by people playing different games. So when the next beach photo comes up, which they're going to come hot and heavy these next few months, you can think, man, that looks amazing, but that's their game and not mine. Remember, money is a number, enough is a story, but you can't write your story while reading someone else's script. Now that you've made it to the end of another great conversation, are you looking for more? If so, head over to tamacapital.com where you will find all of our conversations. Use the search feature to find the topic or guest you would love to learn more about. Also, don't forget to make someone else's day by sharing our show. That's all for this week. We'll see you next time.